Good morning. I'm here with Harry. By looking at his appearance, we all know who he is. But however, we would like to know from Harry yourself who you are, Harry.
Well, I wonder myself sometimes who I am. So, I'm Harry Lomas. I'm currently the head of culinary at Wembley Stadium. But over the last few months, I've been working with One Vision on their food programme, on bringing it together. But my credentials of getting here is as a youngster, I joined the military. I'm from the north of England and joined the army at the age of 16 years of age, and then spent the next 34 years on developing my food skills, logistic skills, and planning skills. And that's brought me to all my current jobs that I've had. So Wembley as the head of culinary, and prior to that I was working at the Grove Hotel in Watford, so a local hotel here, a destination, beautiful place. Again, working with their food programme. I had 90 full-time chefs creating some fantastic food. Prior to that, I worked with the Olympics, 2012, feeding 250,000 people a day. Prior to that, having left the army, and before doing the Olympics, I worked with Her Majesty the Queen and doing her state and ceremonial feeding. So again, all my credentials bring me to come feel I'm the right person to come to work for and assist One Vision. Now, One Vision have got a couple of food programs going. They're doing a food package that goes out to the families, and also they're doing cooked meals going out. So over the lockdown, it's been a terrible time for lots of people. People who are struggling, not only with money, but the confinement of their own home and not getting out. So we needed projects to help people with food and feeding. Food and feeding affects everybody. It's the one thing that brings us all together, and it's the one thing that makes us who we are. You are what you eat. And therefore we need to make sure that we're giving good food to the people that we're delivering to, and not just junk food. A little bit of a motto for me: I want to make sure that nobody should be going out any day without food in their belly. We're a country that has got all the food that we need. In fact, one of my little dislikes is the amount of food that we waste. Over a third of the food that we produce and have, we put into the bin. Now, on one hand, I've got people who are hungry, who need food, and One Vision are in contact with those people. And then on the other hand, we've got supermarkets and restaurants and organisation suppliers who are throwing their food away because there's too much. Look, somewhere in the middle, we need a bit of a scale, and let's give some of this food to some of the people who need it. And we need an organisation to try and bring that together. And One Vision is a great opportunity with their community network of how they've got. It's not all about what you know, it's who you know. And that's all about networking in a community. And we've been doing only over the last couple of days some food. It was a vegetable couscous along with a tagine going out, a couple of hundred a day that are going out to the needy. These are the people who need food, and that's why it makes it all that more important to be on board. So pretty much that's me, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you for giving a very detailed description about who you are and how you're committed to One Vision and also to the community. As you already know, that we have got many volunteers coming and willing to cook and deliver this during this COVID-19. As a chef and with your great experience, how you can help those volunteers to understand the food process and train them to be competent?
Yeah, good question. So again, part of my DNA is making sure that we train the next generation. So teaching the youngsters how to cook and to manage their food. But yeah, all your volunteers who are coming, lots of mums and dads who come here, and they've been feeding their family, and know how to cook for a family, so they understand food. I suppose I'm more than happy to help, and with my colleagues and my team of the wider team that I know, I've got people who will help and volunteer and come along, and we will hopefully help you put the food together. make up some recipes, understanding what food can go into a microwave box and what does it look like after it comes out of the microwave is something that just needs a little bit of forethought. And of course, what food is being donated, how we can bring that together. So there's a whole cycle of what food we've got, who's eating it. There's got to be a bit of dietary needs of what people can eat and can't eat. So just bringing that together, and I'm happy with my team to spend a little bit of time. But this is a good opportunity, you know, I mean, whilst we're here and talking about this, we need more volunteers. We need anybody can help. I need any suppliers who can help me help this project. This is a community project. Look, we're in the middle of Watford and we've got loads of people in and around the surrounding areas that I'm sure that will come and help us because we're all helping each other. If we get our local community working well, we can then help other communities, not just within the UK, but wider apart. But if we can't look after and manage our own community, it's very difficult to start managing other communities. So I think this is a bit of a plea. If you're a chef or you know something about cooking or a supplier and you want to get involved, look, get involved in One Vision and be part of the team. This is something for the community. The NHS have looked after us over the last sort of 5 months and whatever, making sure they're all sorted out. They're continuing their job. This is a good opportunity for the community to give them a bit of backfill and to try and start helping and getting people. You are what you eat. Give them a good meal, get people eating, and hopefully we can get them up and moving and get them sorted out.
Brilliant, thank you. In fact, it's a great opportunity from Harry to train and make us more competent during this COVID-19 project. And I invite all the volunteers, not only with One Vision, across the Watford, even interfaith groups or volunteering groups or charity groups, please get in touch with us. Our email address is 1ovp@stanboroughpark.org. Please get in touch with us if you would like to join this amazing food project, what we are planning to do beyond COVID-19. Thank you, and I thank you, Harry, for your dedicated time to give to One Vision.
Yeah, Harry, I mean, you're obviously a legend out in the world. We know all about your tremendous work in the community sector. We know what you've done in Wembley, we know what you've done in the Grove, etc. So you're an inspiration as far as the food industry is concerned. I know that from my previous contact with some of your colleagues.
Yes.
Here in One Vision, we are now engaged with our young people. Our young people are excited to work with One Vision, and they'll set up a youth council. Any ideas on how we can connect their enthusiasm with food and with the community?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I've spoken to a couple of the youth organisation here already, and they're enthusiastic to get involved in something. Now, as I've mentioned before, food connects everybody together. It speaks to everybody. And there's a couple of things. I'm, as I've mentioned before, I want to get involved in the next generation, speaking about food, getting involved in food. Because with that comes some logistics, it's talking to people, all the skills that cooking and food brings are lifetime skills. We're going to need to eat for the rest of our lives. We're going to need to distribute food. We're going to need to talk to people. So the idea of those skills with the Youth Council will enhance what they do and hopefully grow from that. Now there's certain things. I'm involved in a young chef project with Catherine Tate and the school food project, and again that's taking youngsters 5 to 7, 7 to 11 to cook a 3-course meal or to cook food along with their schools, getting their schools involved. So I see that it's a good opportunity for the Youth Council to be perhaps involved with a couple of the schools and then try and organise it. And maybe this is a brilliant place here at Stanborough to have the competition of the finals, and we get, some of the other organisations within Watford. I know that Watford Football Club look after you, the Co-op looks after you, I'm sure they'll help us out with a couple of prizes and a couple of bits of the food and what have you. And really, always what works together, you need some enthusiasm, you need an idea, and you need the idea of the arms wrapped and the support. Those 3 things together and what have you, I'm sure it'll blossom. So the Youth Council, I think, going with the food projects and the, of course, the competition. And again, there's so many much more you can do. This is the food competition we do at the moment isn't really a bake-off type thing. This is real food, good quality food. But of course, you can go even outside. We can have a bake-off. And then the idea here at the centre, have an afternoon tea, that sort of thing. It's a community.
Yeah.
If we can look after the community and what have you, that's what makes it work. And the idea, if they get involved with it, this is your next generation. For One Vision to survive later on in life, you need these people to come in at the bottom and start filtering up. Because this is how the future of One Vision will end up.
Thank you, Harry. I love the idea of a competition. If anything gets kids excited, is competition. We'll get them a good prize and we'll work with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry. Just to wrap up, we have teamed up. I'm sure that we all worried about beyond COVID-19, how our life is going to be. It's very unpredictable, but One Vision already start thinking about beyond COVID-19. We have teamed up with Harry, we have teamed up with Peter Taylor, the Mayor of Watford, and Dean Russell, our MP for Watford, and also Hertfordshire County Council, and all the community leaders and opinion leaders. And especially, we have teamed up with Seventh-day Adventist Church Trans-European Division and the British Union Conference, and also the conference, local conference as well, and the local churches and other interfaith church organizations and other faith groups. We are here, start looking at the people's life. We are here to support you. Please give us any ideas and thoughts you may have by contacting us again to One Vision project@stamropark.org. Thank you so much for listening. Hi, we are here with Dean Russell, the Member of Parliament for Watford. Dean, obviously you've seen Harry's video. The message, he's very passionate about helping others, especially to the people who are going to bed with empty belly. And he's passionate about making sure no one should go hunger, especially our school children too. What is your thought about Harry's passionate? As One Vision, we're already serving the community since the lockdown. We continue to serve, and it encourages us, people like Harry joining on board.
Absolutely, and I think I've been very fortunate that on a weekly basis I've been joining One Vision with going out delivering food and helping the community through the incredible work that you've been doing with all the organisations that you've been working with and many of the community groups as well. I think what Harry's doing really is taking it another step further, which is it goes back to the statement of if you give somebody a fish, you feed them for one day. If you give them a fishing rod, you can feed them for a lifetime. And I think what Harry is doing and the work that he's doing and what the work that you're doing is really about feeding people, which is absolutely critical, but it's also about teaching them how to have a good diet, how to feed themselves well, not just to have the basics. I actually spoke about this as part of a discussion and a debate in Parliament. I personally have been going every Saturday with an amazing charity called One Vision, other charities called Sewer Day, and also the Salvation Army and others, delivering food every single week, at least once, if not more, where I get the opportunity to go and see people face to face and help them where I can. But I've known that that's in addition to all of the support that the government is giving. Now, don't get me wrong. The reality is, for children in school, it's important that they are fed. It's absolutely a human right, and I'm a member of the Joint Committee on Human Rights, and so I see this very passionately. You cannot feed a child's mind unless you feed their stomach first. And I think that's something we have to hold at the core of this. But if we don't go down a route where we all spot areas where we can improve, and we work together to improve those together, then what we end up with is this political point scoring, a fear of actually should we adapt, because if we U-turn, we're just going to be the front pages of the newspapers saying, okay, they failed. Actually, let's praise the successes that we've had. Let's praise the opportunities to work together and look at that moving forward so that we can make a real difference. Related to the fact that I said that you can't feed a child's mind unless you feed their stomach first. And it's so important. Food plays such an important part of our lives. And we're in a stage at the moment where we've got challenges through COVID. which are also linked to challenges around diet, around obesity, and just eating is a human right, but also it's right to eat well. And I think actually what Harry's doing, the work that Harry's doing, and for anybody who comes to get support here from Harry and from yourselves, should know that actually this is about eating well, eating healthy, but also making sure that their people are feeding themselves and their families and their communities by learning the basic tools of cooking and the basic tools of turning what may be many separate products into an actual meal. And so I really applaud this. I hope that the community will come behind you and behind Harry to help support this initiative. But also I hope that this will lead to people being able to go to bed with a full stomach and wake in the morning knowing that they can be the best versions of themselves and take all the opportunities that surround them.